But that could be wishful thinking, she admitted. He might actually be some podgy, middle-aged guy who just happened to have a fallen angel's face and a very well-cut suit. Just enjoy the bits you can see, you fool. That's all you'll ever get to look at. You're not here on the pull. With that, as if he'd heard her thoughts, Fallen Angel snapped his head around and looked directly at her. No pretense, no hesitation. He stared her down, his eyes frank and intent. His velvet lips curved in a tricky, subtle quirk of a smile. As if showcasing himself, he shifted slightly on his stool, and she was able to see a little more of him. She'd been exactly right. He was lean and fit, and the sleek way his clothes hung on him clearly suggested how he might look when those clothes were flung haphazardly on the floor. The temptation to look away was like a living force, as if she were staring at the sun and its brilliance was a fatal peril. But Lizzie resisted the craven urge and held his gaze. She didn't yield a smile. She just tried to eyeball him as challengingly as he was doing her, and her reward was more of that sun on the lips and in the eyes, and a little nod of acknowledgement. "For you, miss." The voice from just inches away nearly made her fall off her stool. She actually teetered a bit, cursing inside as she dragged her attention from the blue-eyed devil angel at the end of the bar to the rather toothsome young barman standing right in front of her. Yes, thanks. But I didn't order anything." There was no need to ask who'd sent the drink that had been placed before her, in a plain, low glass, set on a white napkin. It was about 1.5 inches of clear fluid, no ice, no lemon, no nothing. Just what she realised he was drinking. She stared at it as the barman retreated, smiling to himself. He must go through this dance about 1,000,000 times every evening in a busy, softly lit bar like this. With its faintly recherché ambiance, it was the ideal venue for advances and retreats, games of do you dare over glasses of fluids various. What the hell was that stuff? Lighter fluid? Drain cleaner? A poisoned chalice? She put it to her lips and took a hit, catching her breath. It was neat gin, not the vodka she'd half expected. It seemed a weird drink for a man, but perhaps he was a weird man. Taking a very cautious sip this time, she placed the glass back carefully and turned towards him. Of course he was watching, and he did a thing with his sandy eyebrows that seemed to ask if she liked his gift. Lizzie wasn't sure that she did, but she nodded at him, took up the glass again, and toasted him. The dazzling grin gained yet more wattage, and he matched the toast. Then, with another elegant piece of body language, a tilt of the head and a lift of the shoulders, he indicated she should join him. More blatantly, he patted an empty stool beside him. "Here, Rover." Just like an alpha dog, he was summoning a bitch to his side. "Up yours?" Before she could stop herself, or even really think what she was doing, Lizzie mirrored his little pantomime. "Here, Fido, come." There was an infinitesimal pause. The man's exceptional eyes widened, and she saw surprise and admiration. Then he slid gracefully off his stool, caught up his drink, and headed her way. Oh God, now what have I done? She'd come in here, away from the party, primarily to avoid getting hit on, and now what had she done? Invited a man she'd never set eyes on before to hit on her. What should her strategy be? Yes or no? Run or stay? Encourage or play it cool? The choices whirled in her head for what seemed like far longer than it took for a man with a long, smooth, confident stride to reach her. In the end, she smiled. What woman wouldn't?